God. Ask God.
Hey, what's up, Scott? My name is Alawi. Scott, I have a quick question for you. I do see a market that I'm really interested in, a market that I have a lot of experience in, a market where I could actually reach out to customers that I deal with every single day. With this market, I see myself building a company outside of Amazon easily, and I really like it. Here's the only thing, though. This market is so saturated. For example, I have one listing up there right now. I've just released a listing. I wanted to see how selling on Amazon would be. For that one listing, there's probably like 60,000 listings and variations. It's very difficult. However, I'm a hard worker. I'm dedicated. I see myself, building this company. One more thing as well. I don't have too much money to invest. I don't have a high budget to invest in. So what do you recommend? Do you recommend me building this this market, or should I find a market where it's less competitive and where I will have less competition? So thank you, man. I would really appreciate it if you answer this question, and you have an awesome day, man.
Hey, Alawi, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the question. And I want to give you my thoughts on this, all right? Now, you said a couple of really important things here. Number one, you said that you're looking at a market that you're currently already in. Now, maybe you work for a company that's already in this space. You know that space really well. So that's pretty big, right? Like, if you are already immersed into this market, then you know a lot of things that other people don't know that are just trying to get into the market. So that's number one. That's a positive for you, okay? That's a good thing. The other thing that you mentioned is that it's also very saturated, and that's a red flag, all right? Like, whoa, wait a minute here. It's saturated. But what we really didn't discuss, and what you didn't discuss, was is there a way for you to find a unique proposition or a unique thing in that market if you niched it down, okay? Or niche it down, or niched it, or whatever, right? You guys get what I'm saying. We always get hung up on that niche thing. But I call it niche. But your market, right? If there's a way for you to really, like, not just take the one thing, the main thing that 60,000 people are trying to sell, but there's gotta be other products that aren't as popular or that aren't as, like, the main thing. There's got to be other things around that, right? So, and I kind of always talk about, like, the garlic press, right? Well, let's not talk about the garlic press. Let's talk about other products that same person. So let's just take a chef, for example, right? If everybody's trying to sell the chef a garlic press, there's other things that chef needs that isn't a garlic press. All right. So you have to go into that market, which it sounds like you know a lot about that market. So now what we want to do is figure out, like, all of the different aspects, like all of the different things. Again, we talked about this in a few episodes ago about, the guitar market, right? If you're in the guitar market, right, like I'm a guitar player, there's a lot of things in that market that's not just the guitar, right? Or it's not just the amplifier, right? It's not like just the main things. There's multiple components or different things that could be, we could really niche it down, and then you could sell that one thing. Or, like we talked about before, maybe that market is all about the guitar, right? Of this certain style of guitar playing, let's say classical. Well, now we've just segmented ourselves out of that main saturated market, and now we're over on a smaller side of the market, but it's niched down. And now we can go even a little bit further. There's different classical styles of guitar. Maybe we niche down one more time. And this is a way for you to get started in a market without all of that competition. And then this way here, you can start to slowly bring yourself into maybe more of those other categories of the market. So I would say, again, you said you're limited on money. Again, I understand that. There's ways for you to get into this without having to spend a lot of money, okay? Again, finding those other products that support the main thing, that would be one thing. That would be one way without having to go and maybe launch the guitar, right? We're talking about launching something that supports the guitar. Or if, again, long-term, like you said, this is something that you'd like to build outside of Amazon as well, well, then there's content, right? We can all start a website or a blog and start creating some type of content out there for people to then consume and then bring them back to our thing, right? We all can do that. It's time. It's going to take time. It's going to take patience and all that. And we talked about that, in past episodes as well. But the thing is, it takes time. It takes patience. So there's things that you could be doing even if you don't have the money right now to do the product even, or maybe you do retail arb in that market with other hot selling products in that space just to get in the space. Right? So go after what you can do right now, but also I would map it out though. I would map out like the main market, and then I would start to segment that market. I would take and create this literally on a piece of paper, and I would put like the main thing, and then I would start putting all of the different the sub markets and the sub markets, and I would just start niching it down. Again, a great way to do this is to look at Amazon and see what they're showing you as frequently bought together, or this customer also viewed these items. Like, it's a way for you to then tap into that. But it sounds like you already know that because you're in that market. So I would just say dump all of that, all of those ideas, all of the different parts of the market, dump it all down onto a piece of paper, and then you can start to break into each one of those a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. So that's what I would recommend. I would say definitely if you're passionate about it, and if it's something that you see a long-term vision, I'm talking 3 to 5 years vision, then go for it, right? That's what I would say. So hopefully this has been helpful, or anyone else that's kind of in this space in their mind or in the process. Understand that if you're going to go down that road of external, it's going to take a little bit more time rather than just putting a product up on Amazon and instantly having traffic. You have to go find the traffic, and then you have to create an offer for them to come to your product or to your website. Again, we talked about building an outside funnel or a sales channel. That would be like Facebook ads to a blog post, from the blog post to a product. All of that stuff. And we talked about that in past episodes. But again, not to go on too much of a tangent here, but I like this question because it shows that you want to build something bigger than just one product that you can sell on Amazon. And I like that. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. But what I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.